Hello and welcome. How is everyone doing? Mm, is what not gonna what not tonight, really? Oh, maybe so. That's okay. Razzle Dazzle Finds, welcome and how are you doing? We are going to be playing with some printables and making some snippets tonight. So I am just working on. Hi, Misty. How are you? We're going to be making some snippets. If you are have wanted to make snippets and wasn't really sure, excuse me, where to start with it, it's basically just start with whatever you have. Um, you can, oh, that is bright. Hi, Judy. How are you, love? You can use whatever scraps, papers, fabrics. The sky's the limit. And what this does is it recreates little embellishments to go on your projects. Hi, Pamera. How are you? I am absolutely loving that you are doing these shows and just coming into your own. It makes me very happy. I love watching it. So I know that there were, yeah, I would love to see that. Is it good or bad, Judy? Hi, Karen. How you doing, love? I'm still working on cutting, but here we are. Was good? Good. I'm glad. I always worry about that, and I'm like, if I didn't have so much shipping to do, I probably would have taken it apart and made sure that you had good stuff in there. But I was just, I can't, and the container itself is worth what you paid for it. So if it's bad beads, I'm sorry. That was really my mentality when I packaged that. That was supposed to be, "Hi, thank you so much, and I did a demo today, it was fun." That is so awesome. I was trying really hard to bounce into everybody's shows today, but we were in the middle of moving stuff, so it was kind of a little out of control today. Um, yeah. Stacy, welcome. So, basically what I did, yeah, I'm just curious and I can't wait. I appreciate that you actually moved your show for my first show at Mental. You're very welcome, hun. I couldn't not be there? And y'all are gonna wait. That's all good. It is all good. Let's see what Judy just sent me. Um, seriously, Tam? Holy moly. Are those all metal, Judy? Guys, this was in that bead box that Judy claimed last Saturday live thrifting. That's no wonder it was so heavy. That's awesome. That was a good grab. Like, one of those packages is that much. Nice. Yeah, I do some really good finds. We're gonna go try to do some thrifting tomorrow. I don't know how long we're gonna go, but I know that we have to be in town anyway, so we're gonna do it. That's the game plan. So back to this. Hi, Wendy. Happy Friday, my friend. How are you? Finds, welcome. So, Tracy Fox Creative is an amazing creator. She does a lot of printables. She has an Etsy shop. She also has a Ko-Fi shop where you can get free printables. Um, every December, I want to say I've been following it for 4 or 5 years now. Um, she does an advent calendar event. You're welcome, Judy. I love it. You know what? It doesn't even take patience for me. It is very calming for me. Like, if I had a list and monies, I would go thrifting every day for people. I love it that much. Gifty Gypsy. Alice, did you print any of this stuff out, ma'am? Or are you using the ones that you have? So, long story short, she does an advent calendar event every December. And she has different creators take her kits, and each person does a different project on their YouTube channels throughout the month of December. And this year, she is actually doing what is the Advent Calendar Snippets event, where she has put free printables on her Ko-Fi account where you can go. You can download these for free and you can play along with the creators. I started cutting mine up, but just to give you an idea, um, each day has, I believe, 3 or 4 sheets of printables. Sorry, I hit the camera. So this is day one. Gosh, that's a lot. You can't see them all. So it's a full page of just little things, tags, all the things that you need to make snippets. Okay. And then this one, and then this one has more little tags. So what I did was I took these and I printed 2 to a sheet so I would have smaller images. Let me find this first page so you can see the difference. So, like, this is the original, and this is when you print it 2 to a page. You don't know Jody. You don't know Tracy? Ko-Fi. Um, it is a place where artists. Pamira, how are you even? Can you be an artist without knowing about Ko-Fi, ma'am? You need to go in. You need to sign up, and you need to create an account. Um, there are a ton of different artists on there with where you can do tutorials on there. You can offer free printables. There's just so much to do on there. Go check it out. Go sign up, my man. Um, I know, babe, I'm giving you shit. Sorry. Please don't take it personally. I'm teasing. It's Friday night. It's Tam's Friday night sass. Okay. I've been a good girl in shows all day long. Speaking of, you never gave me an update on all that blood work they did on you. Are you okay? I know I'm not asking you very publicly and you don't have to answer me publicly, but you should message me, ma'am. I worry about my girls. So, anyhow, by bringing it down, it gives me 2 different sizes to play with, whether it's in your journals, whether it's in snippets or whatever. So, this was the day 1 kit. And then I started cutting out day 2 because day 2 is a lot of more winter themes. And I mean, Christmas is in a few days. We're going to be doing winter themed stuff, but there's things like this. Um, gorgeous frames, tags, and it's not necessarily Christmas themed. Yes, there is some Christmas stuff in here, absolutely. But at the end of the day, this one seemed more geared towards just winter and not Christmassy. So this is the one that I started cutting out to play with tonight. Um, the day 3, again, um, is more of a winter theme. And yes, it does have Christmassy stuffs, but it's just, I mean, look at these. They're gorgeous, they're free, but the birds, like, I need the birds. I'd already started cutting out set 2 when she came out with set 3. And then again, I printed them on 2 to a page so I could have smaller images. Um, they're stinking adorable. She has one more that she's going to release, and I'm not sure. I think it's gonna be sometime this weekend that she's going to release it. So, but you can get all of them, and she also has more than just Christmas stuff. She usually does a free printable every month on there for her subscribers. And once you subscribe to her, you have access to all the past ones as well. And she also does YouTube videos showing how she uses them. And then she has a design team that shows their way of using them. So it's a fun way to throw some added stuff into your junk journals, into your projects, and she just has here, this is the penguins trait here. So, my game plan for tonight, I almost got these all cut out, is to continue working on the snippets that we started last week. Um, so these are all dry. I haven't taken this to the sewing machine at all. This is just the little bit of glue that we used last week. And I mean, it's fun to play. So here we are. I've been going through boxes and boxes and boxes of sewing notions today. Um, we are revamping my sales stuff for 2026. So it has been quite the adventure getting through everything today. Um, Obviously, I'm not done. So your prints are so much better than mine. What HP are you using? It's time to get a new one now that you got me hooked on paper play. I just have a cheap one. Here's the thing when doing printables, and it's important. It's going to use a lot more ink, which is why I use the HP ink. And I do have a referral code if you want to do the unlimited ink. Reach out to me, and I will send you a referral link that goes for anybody. The HP that I have is an HP 8020, but when I print these, there's a couple of things in your settings that make all the difference in the world of how they print. And I usually, when I'm doing printables, I have on default that I'm using brochure paper. And it releases a different amount of ink with brochure paper because brochure paper is more absorbent than like a glossy photo paper. So it releases ink differently, and that is what makes the difference in the printing. If you don't change the paper type when you're doing printing, you're not going to get these crisp images. So there's my tip for the day. So, um, I would say, obviously, for those of you that have never heard of Tracy, you do not have these printables printed out. Um, do you do printable kits? Do you have extra ephemera from said kits that you didn't use in the kits? Do you have some paper and um, some stamps? Do you have some fabric bits and pieces? Do you have some lace, some trim? Do you have an old party dress from the 80s that your butt is never going to fit in again as long as you shall live? Grab it out of your closet and rip that sucker up and put it in your journal. Um, type in, okay, so Alice was struggling with this last night. Judy, the easiest way to do is go to YouTube and put in Tracy Fox Advent clusters, and below that is a link to get the free printables. And with you being logged into your Ko-Fi account, it will click you straight over to her, and then you can just give her a follow. I don't know. We were on the computer trying to figure it out yesterday, and it was a nightmare. I've been on Ko-Fi for like, I don't know, years because I use it with my artwork. So I am not familiar with the changes that they have made. They used to have a really good search engine to find artists, and Alice and I could not find it on her computer yesterday. So that is how we got Alice onto it, was through the YouTube channel. Paint Chica Tammy 332, hello and welcome. We're going to be working on some clusters tonight. If you would like to play along, grab some paper, grab some scraps, grab whatever you use in your clusters, whether it's fabric or printables or stamps and ink or just whatever you're doing. I'm just going to throw that in there like that. So when I'm cutting my printables, I have a whole stack of, get this out of the way. This shirt is going to become obnoxious. I can see that coming. I have a whole stack of these larger cutoffs, and these are really good for stamping words on. They're really good for stamping small images. Just don't throw these away. Hi, Maria. How are you, love? Because I use these little cutoffs if I want to put a word, or if I want like a little snowflake that I can cut out. These little scraps are like gold, and you don't waste your larger pieces of cardstock if you have all of these cutoffs. Now, obviously, like these little ones here, I'm going to throw them away. Some people keep even those and make paper. I'm just going to say, you can use these in making your own handmade papers. I'm one of these ridiculous people that have a ton of paper, and I do not need those little tiny snippets off of there. So You do whatever you are comfortable with. I will tell you if you start saving those, it is very easy to make your own handmade paper. By the way, Alice the mushroom, a stone carving I got from you is on my desk. It was just out of sight, and when you came in, I should have shown you. Nice. Yeah, Alice has amazing crystals. She has amazing energy crystals. I have quite a few of them on my bead desk. So I'm just finishing cutting out this particular kit. This is, like I said, day 2. Pink, check out here. Hold on. Watch, I can do this. Are you looking on Ko-Fi or are you looking on YouTube? Let's do this. Let's go. Okay, we're going to go to YouTube. Ba, ba. And we are going to put in the search bar. Oh, for God's sake. I know. So you're going to type in Tracy Fox Advent Snippets. And it is going to pull up or clusters. That's why I'm screwing up. It's clusters. Let me back up. Sorry, my bad. Clusters. Here we go. I'm going to turn the volume down because her voice is amazing. I'm just saying. Okay. You don't need the commercials.
December Daily Advent 2025. We have 2 calendars. We have the December Daily Advent 2025 and we have the December Daily Advent Christmas Clusters 2025. So let's just click on the December Daily and you can see it is going to be a postal theme this time. There are lots of wonderful channels taking part. Now you'll notice that on some of the days there are more than one video. Day 5,
so when you get here, you're going to click on more. And then it gives you UK International. So it comes down and it says freebies will be available. And if you click on that, it takes you to her Ko-Fi. And if you have an account, then you can just follow her. If you don't have an account, you can set up an account and follow her. If you go into her shop, she has all this. Yeah, she has day 1, 2, and 3, but she has all of these printables available for free. All the things. So many printables. And she does amazing work. So anyhow, you get the idea. Yes, Ko-Fi. She's awesome. So there's that. I've been I wanna say, like, I don't know, probably been following her forever. She and Artie Mays, did a lot of collaborations, and they both have a lot of different printables and kits on, Etsy. So and I like the way that she doesn't waste a lot of space. If you see people that do printables, a lot of times they have a lot of wasted space, and it's highly annoying. She'll throw extra tags in just so it doesn't have "You're very welcome." Just so it doesn't you don't waste your cardstock because cardstock is expensive. Um, I personally use, the Hammermill 100-pound cover when I'm doing printables like this, and your paper quality may have something to do with your print quality, Miss Alice, as I'm saying that out loud. Hi, Katie. How are you, love? We are going to make snippets. What are you up to tonight? Oh, probably absolutely time for an upgrade. I unalive my printers about every 2 years. When you buy off of Etsy, can you sell the images? Most places, no, you cannot. Um, you can, however, use them in your journals and sell them. You can use them in your projects, but you cannot sell the actual images. Yeah. This one cracks me up. I almost chopped his head off on the first one because I was just whipping through these. So we're going to be more conscientious about the little dude's head this time around. Up and around and back down. There we go. We did not decapitate the penguin tonight. Yeah, there are some sellers that let you use their images for commercial use. But, and here's the big but with it, the elephant in the room. 90% of the images you can find for free. There are a lot of sites where you can find free images and you can just create your own. And once you have downloaded said free images out of copyright and you have the electronic trail that you have created your own stuff, then you're not copying off of someone. Thank you, Katie. Graphics Fairy is really good. There's a number of sites that you can get the out of copyright. The other thing you can do is if you purchase um, ephemera that is out of copyright, again, you can scan them in and you can create your own if you are wanting to sell images. Um, I will say if you were to download somebody else's work and then sell it, um, you will get caught and you can get slapped with a lawsuit. There's been a lot of talk about it on a number of the artist sites that I'm on, and they are literally, because AI has changed so much, um, they can just plunk it into AI, and AI will pull up everybody that's copying their shit. Anna Thompson Design on Facebook and also made by Dell. They post freebies all the time. Yeah, I mean, there's, like I said, some people don't care and they say right on the listing, you can reproduce them, you can sell them, you can do whatever, but you really need to read the fine print before you buy them. I do know that Tracy Fox is one of the ones that does not allow you to reuse her work because they're not standard, you can get anywhere images. She actually does the artwork and creates all the things. Yeah, as an artist, I can't tell you how many times I get annoyed when people copy my stuff and call it their own. Now, granted, there's 90% of the things that are around have been around for eons, and that's understandable. But when you straight up copy what somebody does and call it your own, that's just rude. Um, Here's another thing, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to figure it out, but I have not as of yet. If you notice these images have like a outline that is kind of a cream color, you can actually print out these printables. You can scan them in and put them in your Cricut. Um, is it Cricut Design Space? Whatever that is. Upload your scan to the Cricut Design Space, and the Cricut will cut these out for you. That is going to require me to finish getting my art room set up so I can set my Cricut up and actually do that. So for the time being, I am cutting everything by hand. That's a situation. So we're going to leave the little aminals for later because I'm not going to have you watch me struggle to cut these little itty bitty things unless I need them. So we're going to just set them aside. So this is what we're working with. We got this whole thing. This is just one day of freebies. Just one. Now I could separate them out into like, look, I didn't even bother with the big animals, so I guess we're not in an animal mood. The tags, look at that, so pretty. The little top hat. Oh my gosh, guys, I just can't with this. Anyway, so I could set this aside. Tags, tags. Wonder if I should do big ones and little ones separately. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we get along. If you only had the patience. Um, the little penguin is so cute. I apologize for the state of my nails, you guys. I know I need to get them done, but because we're moving stuff this weekend, I knew I was going to destroy them anyway, so I didn't bother. I was doing my demo for the Winter Handmade Market earlier, and I got off of it, and I was on the phone with my sister, and I looked down, and I'm like, oh dear God, I have paint under my fingernails. This went to YouTube, and they're probably going to think I'm just nasty. It's paint. It's paint, my friends. My nails are clean. I scrubbed my. It's a whole thing. Little penguin, so cute. So if you're gonna use just these printables, which you very well can just use these printables and some minimal embellishments. This is one of the fun things that I like about she does she does a lot of tutorials on like hidden paper clips. These can be used for your hidden paper clips because they're the perfect size, or you could use these as a washi tape. There's just so many different things that you can do with these strips. So I like that she added these strips into her kit. These are the full size ones, just to give you an idea. So you've got different things to play with and work with those. Um, Full size, half sheet. So it's just the difference of how many you put on a page to get where we're at, right? More animals. Um, see, I almost swapped his head off. So anyway, this is where we're at with it. I don't know. So we'll get started with some of this, and then you don't have to watch me do all of this because it can be really boring, and I don't want to bore you. Um, we can dig if we need to find other stuff. So if I'm going to work on my fabric, there's a couple of things to throw out there. As I did last week, I took a music note stamp and I just stamped on the fabric so it's a little bit of background. You don't have to do that. It's not necessary. Um, Santa's shop, welcome. It's really all about personal preference. Um, Kind of one of those you do whatever you want to do things. If you've never done this before, has anybody never made clusters before? I guess we should start there. Is there anybody that's never made clusters? You don't know what that is. Okay. Do you do Paint Chicka? Do you do junk journaling? Okay. So in your in junk journals, getting these out of the way. One of the things that people do is, and I was told last week that I don't do it right, so I don't know if I'm the right person to learn this from, but I'm going to throw this out there because I do this differently, supposedly, than everybody, which kind of weird because I've been doing it for ever. But anywho, so I take a strip of fabric, and a cluster is technically 3 to 7 items that you collage together to create an embellishment for your journal. Okay. You can use paper, you can use fabric, you can use laces, trims. You can sew on them or you don't have to sew on them. Okay. So what the intention of how I do it is it keeps it all in one place. I put it on a strip of muslin. I can rip my muslin and I can put this and decorate a pocket in a journal if I want to. Let's get to our journal and see. You can use it to decorate a tag. This is an example. This is a little cluster that we did on a tag. That was the beginning of November in one of our art room things. So this was just a little cluster on a tag. I know I have more in here. These are hidden paper clip clusters. So we took the clusters and we used them to create a hidden paper clip. Um, Now, snippets are basically where you do the whole piece of paper, whole roll, whatever. And it's tied in. I'm trying to find crap. This is a hot mess, so please forgive me. But I want to show you what I'm trying to get through, and I'm sure you got it, but I just want to give you a visual. So this is a book page layout that we did in our mental health journal back in September. So say I wanted to decorate this a little bit more. I could take this and rip it off, and I could put this on this pocket to decorate it. And I don't have to worry about starting here. I can just glue this down. Maria, thank you, love. Your eyes won't stay open. Honey, you didn't have to do that. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. That's okay. I'll send you pretty papers. So you understand how just doing little generic clusters. Good evening. How are you, darling? So doing these little generic things, regardless of, they add so much more to your journal pages. Good night, my love. Sleep well. We'll talk this weekend. It just elevates whatever you're doing. So like this one, I kind of did a little one here, but see the difference if I put one of these clusters on this page. I will give you two options for permanent ink. I love the archival inks by Ranger, and I love the Stays On pads. This is a solvent ink. This is a permanent ink, waterproof. They're both waterproof, they're both permanent. You can literally watercolor over either one of these. I love my Stays On. So I would, if you have Stays On, then use that. One of the things with Stays On that a lot of people don't understand is that's a good question. I don't know, Judy. Oh no. Is that sometime? I need to get my Ko-Fi stuff fixed, right? Is what you're telling me? I just follow people on there. I don't have people following me. I will fix that just for you. And I will message you when it's done. What? We're doing goals. Goals. Fix Ko-Fi account and text Judy. Really? Well, that did not used to be the case. So I will see what I will have to go in and figure that out, darling, and I will let you know. Thank you. You got to keep me. Isn't this pin pretty? You guys know I'm not one for the beatable pins. I do love it a lot. Anyhow. All right. So back to what we were doing. I want to create Do I use a sponge the edges? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends. It's like these I did because they were book pages. Um, on these, like the map behind here, I did not ink, but the journey I did because I wanted it to pop out. Um, music page, not the butterfly, not, but the blessed is. So, yes and no. The words were not sponged, but the scrapbook paper and the little tag were. But I use a sponge. You can use a sponge. You can use the handy dandy little tools they make. I do have the gosh, I'm like fumbling for shit right now. I'm sorry. I have a lot of these old sponges from my Stampin' Up! Days that at the end of the day work just as well as these expensive little Ranger things. Same thing. It just, this one gets your hands a little messy and this one does not. So, when I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, they sold these sponges. But one of the things that I always told my customers, you don't have to have quote unquote Stampin' Up! Sponges. If you go into the automotive section and the Dollar Tree, they have large automotive sponges and you just chop them up into wedges. So for mine, typically what I do, let me see this one because we're going to use this anyway today. I use walnut stain the most. I love grungy stuff. I like ground espresso. Um, anyway, so basically what I do, this thing is so old. I should probably get a new one. But anyway, I take a little piece of paper and I write on it the name, and then I take one of my bulb pins and I just bulb pin it through here. So I ink on this side. This doesn't ever get in my way. And that way, when I go to swap these out, I always know which one is which color. So rather than buying a bazillion of these wood things, I just bought the refills and I use a different one for the colors. Now, obviously, I have the ones that I use the most, I just keep on here. But for the rest of my colors, I'm not going to buy a wood handle for every color I own. That's just ridiculous, in my opinion. You do you. I would rather take that, what, $7.99 that it costs for a new pack of those and buy more art supplies because, art supplies are the bomb. All right, put this aside, back to our fabric piece. I like keeping them on a fabric piece for a couple of reasons. One, they stay together. Two, I can just grab the strip and do my thing, right? Um, where did I put that ink pad? Yeah, we're going to go with that tonight. And we're going to get so this is an old stamp that I have, but I kind of like the leaf pattern because a lot of this has like the holiday foliage on it. So for my background here, I want to stamp some of these leaves directly on my fabric. An important thing with StazOn is you always want to keep this on your ink pad to keep it from drying out. Uh, back in the days, look, this pad is from 2017. Back in the day, they said so you didn't lose it to put like one of those gumdrop sticky double-sided sticky things um, like in your lid to hold this. The problem is that it doesn't seal directly because there's space between here. So if you do that, it kind of defeats the purpose of your ink pad being covered with this. Yeah. So it saves you. So this is just like a subtle leaf pattern. Not much of it is going to show, but look at the difference between, say, looking at this one and then looking at this. I'm going to have to cut that back a wee bit. Whereas with the other, I can leave that fabric hanging off if I want to and attach a tag or something to it because it's not just plain. Can you stamp it later? Absolutely. Oh, I remember that. We had that conversation. Wasn't that like a month or so ago? Old lady brain. I'm sorry. So we have some leaves going on. Let's do some vintage swirlies just for something different. Oh, that covers a little bit more. It's white cotton. That is, do you remember the crochet duvet cover that I got when we were live thrifting a couple of weeks ago? And I ran it twice because I'm glad you guys, you have no idea how good this is. Yeah. So I chopped it up into, I think I have 3 pieces left. So I chopped it up. It might be in my bin. Look in my bin and see if it's in there, Alice. I'm not sure if it got transferred over or not because, my stuff just keeps getting lost. When you have listings from like 3 years ago, Whatnot gives you nasty grams. Typed in cotton, it's not there. Let me find it and see. Ta-da-da. Like legit. Bam. So good. So anyhow, Ruby stalled in time. It's because I just imported it, babe. It's not you. You got your shiz going on. I merely imported it. You're good. Let me get baby wipe to do this 'cause I'm like messing with it today. T Anyway, yeah, I'll show it to you in a second. It's really just I find the coolest stuff. And here's the thing with going live thrifting with Rob and I look at things very differently than somebody that is just, thrifting for things. So, like, let's just as an example, we were looking for sheets, and somebody wanted a set of Egyptian cotton sheets. So we were over in the linens, we were looking for Egyptian cotton sheets for Lynn, and, as I'm flipping through them, I saw this huge duvet cover, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is, like, amazing," and somebody's like, "Well, what size is it?" So I told the size, and then somebody else is like, "Well, I don't have a duvet, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, "No, you guys, you don't understand. Like, you're not grasping this at all." Because what it was has hand crocheted trim around the whole thing that's like 3 inches. So this is 2 inches, this is 3 inches, but the whole thing, all of the trim on it was this cotton, and then it's a nice 100% cotton that you can stamp on, that you can make snippet rolls, that you can make so many things. So I brought it home, I chopped it up, and here we are. So they're currently listed in my bin if anybody wants a piece of it. Another one I have sitting behind me that I'm going to make a journal out of that I'm probably going to chop it up to. Oh, I was getting music notes. Jeez. Um, I'm probably going to make a journal out of. Speaking of Wendy, I'm on day 7. Man, this is a lot. It's a lot of stuff. So this is another one that I look at me just like binging. It is such a lot. And I didn't even print all of them because some of them I knew I would never use. This. This is linen with hand embroidery with sequins. So to go with that, I found just some like taupe colored cotton. And then I found this trimmed the winter Karen, the journal that we started like 2 weeks ago. Because I ran out of ink, so I got a late start. So I got all of this. So I'm going to cut this up into kits so we can do a journal. But I just love how it has this all over it on the linen. It's amazing. Squirrel. Um, Here we go. Some music and some stitching. Perfect. You have a good squirrel moment too. What's your squirrel? You love a good squirrel moment. Okay, love, not have, love. See, I can't even read tonight, so that's where we're at. Well, go get baby girl. I don't know how long we're going to be on here. I have kind of sort of neglected my husband all day. So we'll see how long. Oh, she's right around the corner. Okay, are you taking us with you? So with these, you could do one of two things. I could just ink it and plop it down, which I think that's what I'm going to do and not mess with all that rigmarole. Yes, of course. Okay. Ah, towering Pisa. Look.
We made a fresh pot, so I figured good time to come get you some coffee.
Thank you, love. Rob just came and snagged my coffee cup because he made a fresh pot of coffee. How much do we love that man? So much. All right. So I'm just going to take this. I'm going to kind of ink the sides. I don't need the whole thing. It's not that wide. Go diagonal. Oh, Jesus H, no. It just gave me anxiety, ma'am. I'll do it at the end so I can rip it off if I need to. Guys, I love my friends. They love messing with me. Oh, could you imagine? Isn't this one good? I have no idea where I got this. I've had this forever. And the other thing is I buy a lot of stuff at Goodwill. I get a lot of stuff in buyouts. I have no idea. It came from somewhere. Thank you, love. Look at you. Didn't
Lucky
even
you.
knock over the pile of stamps.
Nope.
Everybody says hello.
Hello, everybody. Although I'm not out of the room yet, so. No jinx.
Give me a couple of days, babe.
Oh, you're good.
And there'll even be a desk in here that you can
Look at
come sit with me.
I love you.
I love you too. Thank you. Okay, I got one more before I go crooked for Alice. Alice, I'm going to go crooked and I'm going to send it to you. And I'm going to challenge you to make something with it. And then we're going to see who's laughing now. All right, ready? This is for Alice. God, this just stresses me out beyond all. Okay, so maybe I haven't gotten completely over my perfectionist nonsense. We'll get there. Got a lot of real estate to cover. So for these, because we didn't stamp this far down last week before we did these, let's see if we can get some of this residual ink in there. Oh, look at that. We did. And that's some craziness. Hodge Mama 5, welcome. Right? Some, not a lot of ink left, but you know. At least it's not plain stark white anymore. Okay, stop that. Stop that. Another thing you can do, I'm going to just like digress back here. So these we did last week, and I have this stamp set. I got this on Amazon. I'm fairly certain it's still available on Amazon. I'm not positive. But the fun part about this little doohickey is For the ones that we did last week, I haven't done any stitching on these. And maybe you don't have a sewing machine, or maybe you have zero desire to run paper through your sewing machine. You can get a stamp like this. So it looks like it's been sewn. How cool is that? It's a fake stitch line. It's fake. But it looks like it's been sewn. Does that count? I don't know. Just an idea. Athena, hello, my sweet. How are you? I caught the beginning part of your show. But I had to go feed myself before we did this. I've lost my thing. I've lost my mind. Are you guys aware of the fact that I've lost my mind and I'm chaos crafting tonight? Karen, am I driving you crazy? Okay. If I get too far off track, get me back in line. I know you will. I just want to get the stamp cleaned off. Keep me in line, my friend. We have to. Yeah, but you know, there's certain times when it's like my brain gets to going to the point that I'm not even making sense anymore because I'm just like so out there. So it's always good to have friends to keep you in line. Okay, so here we go. So you're going to start out with a base of fabric, paper, whatever it is that you're using. Totally up to you. You can use old book pages because Lord knows we have enough of them, right? As many books as we've made and projects, we have a ton of book page. If for any reason you do not have book page, let me know and I will send you a wad of it in your next package. Because gracious me, oh my. So I like to overlap. And like I said, you don't have to ink these if you don't want to. You can. Paint Chica, you need, oh, next time you order something, let me know. Just you have to remind me because my brain will forget. I repurposed so many books of so much. So like I said, you can ink, you don't have to ink whatever you want to do. I'm using the walnut stain. It's a darker color. I know a lot of people love the tea dye. I say do here, let me give you a get a dictionary from your Goodwill. You have one book and you just tear out pages as you need them. That's the easiest way to do it. We need glue. We need glue. It's the easiest way to do it. And you literally just have one book at your side. Um, I use it to wipe off my paint roller when I'm doing jelly prints. I have an old book that I got from the library a bazillion years ago. And so I've got colored pages, I've got plain pages. Actually, I should grab that book and we should use that. So there's one word of advice that I have when you are gluing things down. The typical rule of thumb is put the glue on the smallest piece. Because I'm not sure what my smallest piece is going to be, we're just going to kind of go here and put a little bit in the center as soon as I unclog this. My God in heaven. Why does everything have to be difficult today? The book that I use for jelly printing, I very often use in my junk journaling when I'm doing stuff. So I'm just going to go in the center. For God's sake. This is why I should keep my stabby thingy in there. Do you guys see this nonsense I got going on here? Welcome to my craziness. There. Look. You gonna work now? There you go. I just refilled this so it's being pissed at me. Is I think what our deal is. Because you don't want glue on your sides. See how I left this little space here? That's going to allow me to rip this if I want to. Okay. Let's do. So from there, I'm going to kind of what we like to say audition things. I like the poinsettias. I'm liking the berries around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip off said poinsettias. And I'm just going to rip this edge up here. No, I'm not. I'm going to rip this side. So I have the two torn edges here. This is going to drop down. And then I can put so that brings out the teal in there, the poinsettias, and I need words. I need words. Where are my words? I don't know where my words are, so we're going to make some words. Let's make some words. That sounds like a good idea. Let's do the typical holiday words: joy, bright, merry, all the things, because we can. As she struggles with this. So Greta, J.R. Carter Designs, is like, Tam, do you have one of these? And I'm like, no. She's like, what? A crafty supply that you don't have? Are you kidding me right now? I'm like, I really don't. And she's like, you've got to get it. This is amazing because you can spell whatever you want to spell. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And if you can believe it or not, the very next weekend when Rob and I went live thrifting, I found one at Goodwill. Never put them back together. It was a struggle. It was At first, I was like, "Yeah, I don't need to put it back together," and then it was like, "I really need to put this back together," and then it was like, "God damn it, I'm gonna put this back together. This is pissing me off." So, um, once I get everything here organized and it has a home, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna have, like, a basket that it goes in, because putting that back together was it literally took, like, some serious maneuvering. I was like, "Oh, hells no." Okay, so, fun fact, is this gonna show up? Do we like it? Is it too big? All the things, all these questions that are flipping through the brain at this point. Do I like this? The bear. Oh, you can see the bear. Yeah. Um, Dark Bunny Art Studio. When Alice gets finished driving, she's gonna put the link in here so you can go get them. Do you follow Tracy Fox on YouTube? So go follow Tracy Fox on YouTube. These are actually free printables that she's doing an Advent cluster event, and there's 4 different sets of printables, and you can get them free on Ko-Fi. She's an amazing artist. This is not popping for me. So we can do a couple of things here. Besides making a ginormous mess by dropping everything, which, excuse my reach, we don't want to do. Everything's falling over because why not? And we're gonna go for, let's see. So can I outline these? And does that show up more? Oh, just a Sharpie. Sharpies will fix anything. Yeah. Do you see the difference there? Oh no, maybe you don't. I can see it in real life. I like that. Are we good with that? So now I'm looking at where do I want to give it dimension? Do I want to keep it all flat? One of the things that Tracy Fox does a lot, and if I had my head about me, I would have grabbed some, but I didn't think that far ahead. She uses recycled cardboard instead of foam dots to pop things up and down to give them dimension in her work. She's brilliant, I'm telling you. Things that my brain would have never thought of, she thinks of. So I think we're going to ink this because we want the word to stick out. I'm being careful with it because it's very old, brittle book page. But we want to draw attention to joy. I don't want to cover up the poinsettias. Oh, that's even better. Ideas, thoughts. I think it needs lace. personal opinion. We need some lace going on, even if it's just a little bit. Na, na, na. So if we grab this, put a little strip of lace under there, and then pop that down. What do we think of that? Ideas, thoughts, or should we put it across the top? So do you like it on the side? Or across the top? Agreed. I like the top. Good call. So we're gonna grab our scissor, chop that, get that nonsense out of the way, and we're gonna start gluing down. Usually I would use a Fabri-Tac with the lace, but because there's going to be so many layers on top of it. The other thing, the thrifted thread. Hello, we're making clusters with a beautiful holiday kit by Tracy Fox. If my glue would stop clogging, I would be making a lot more clusters. I refilled it and it's pissed at me, I think is what the problem is. Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're fighting the glue bottle. Yes, I do make the things to glue bottle toppers. Do I have any in here? Nope, they're all in the bead room because I took them all with me to the last in-person event for to sell, and I haven't brought any back in here. My bad. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. So we're going to go across here so we can still see the words up above. And then, so we want that. I can't not do this. It's like I have to. I'm sorry. I was trying so hard not to. Anyway, Tracy Fox has beautiful artwork. She's very talented and she's very generous in sharing her artwork with everyone. She has a Ko-Fi account or Ko-fi, however you want to pronounce it. I call it Ko-Fi, where she offers printables every month, free printables that you can download. She has kits that you can purchase on Etsy, and she has a beautiful, soothing voice, and her accent is to die for. So just check marks everything. Hold on one second, I'll show you, Katie. Tracy Fox. Did you not get my message about the printables? Oh, for God's sake. I'm sorry, babe. I should have followed up with you. She's on YouTube. Every December, she does a Christmas Advent event, and you purchase the kit and then you follow along. She brings a lot of different artists in and they get the kit, and each person every day somebody creates a different project. This year she's doing something different. It is the December Advent cluster. No, you can go print it out. It's free to print it out and you can play with us. But I just printed out her printables kit and we're using elements from her printables kit to create some more. Yeah, she's so talented. She's so amazeballs. Oh no, I don't want to completely cover up the teal and I don't want to completely cover up the poinsettias. So see how everything just kind of tied together? Now, if you look at, here we go. If you look at the definition of a cluster, it is baby Gypsy, my beautiful baby girl. I hope you had a good time tonight. A cluster is, by definition, 3 to 7 items collaged together in a cluster to decorate. So this would be ripped off and could be used to decorate a pocket. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you, baby girl. I want to hug and kiss you right now. Thank you. You're the bestest. Um, so you've created this. You can take this out. You could decorate a pocket. You could decorate a tag. All the things. And I just make a bunch of them. I do like mass makes of them. So when I go to actually create a journal, I'm not hung up on decorating individual pages. I have my journal put together. I go to my bucket of ephemera and I just start pulling stuff to decorate. So it's all pre-made when I get ready to decorate said journal. Some people do it that way, some people don't. I just prefer to mass make most of the time. That's my preferred method. Um, this stamp set going every which direction. I can't figure out if I have a love-hate relationship with this, okay? Really have a love-hate relationship with this. But I love Greta for telling me I needed to get one of these because I found one at Goodwill the very next day. That's kind of how my life rolls. Probably not my preferred font. I would have chosen something different. But here we are. So we're making pretties. One down and 50 to go. Any questions? Anything in particular you want me to show? So we're gonna spell out our word before we get started and see how that goes. Sometimes I do, my brain says, oh, I want to do this. And so I create based on a word that is inspiring. Sometimes I create based on an image that's inspiring. Maybe I want to use this amazing, gorgeous cluster. Hi, Cheryl. How are you, love? Maybe I want to create a page around this fox. Maybe I want to do something around this deer or this mouse or you know what you see where I'm going with this? Um, Good. Are you freezing to death, babe? we're having like unseasonably warm weather here. I'm making a disaster of this stamp set. Are those just torn and inked or they're torn and inked, babe. But you can burn them. I burnt pages the other day and they look really pretty. We should use some of those, huh? Were you guys in my show the other day when I told you how I was inspired to make hibiscus dyed paper? Oh, fire. I'm serious. Did you? Shit. And see, this is my love-hate relationship with these. There. Okay, it'll fit. So, here's my story about my burnt paper. Here's to feed your pyroism. Okay. I was doing the dishes and I was getting ready to make myself a cup of tea. Because, I'm an herbalist. I love my teas. And I was like, where is my cup that I always make my hibiscus rosehip teas in? Couldn't find it. Well, I realized when I went shopping with Maple on last Thursday, a week ago, I had made myself some tea. I had taken it with me. And when I carried in my bag, I had tossed my thing in my bag and I forgot about it. So it had been sitting in my bag for 4 days. And I'm like, that's nasty. I'm not drinking that, but I don't want to waste this beautiful red. So I'm like, well, crap. I need to do the dishes, get the sink cleaned out so I have the sink so I can dye papers. And this whole process started, and I spent an hour hibiscus and rosehip dyeing papers. Now, if you're unaware, hibiscus and rosehips make like this bluey purple when you dye. It's not really red like the tea's bright red, but the paper comes out like this purpley bluey color, which is good, right? Because we're making winter journals. So I have all of this hand dyed paper going on here, which is awesome. Well, there was a batch in the oven and the phone rang and, all the things, and I forgot it. And I started to smell something like, oh shit, paper in the oven. It did not torch, but it was so close to torching, as you can well see. It was almost a problem, but it made really pretty burnt paper. So I think in a controlled environment, if you lay your dyed paper directly on the rack in your oven, I only had the oven at 225. Don't anybody panic. I'm not that crazy. But this is a really pretty controlled burn look. Okay. That's the thing. So we're going to actually use some of this paper on our next one because why not? So you can tell the ones that I laid directly on the oven rack. It looks like a pair of lips. I don't even know. I didn't kiss it. Or we could use just these that kind of look like some snow dots. I will use some snow dots. So I love the dyed papers, especially when you do them in the oven because they have this crinkly. If you don't like the crinkly, I'm sorry. I tend to love the crinklies. So we are going to, where did that go? We're going to stamp some music notes on there just for funsies. Karen's like, Tam, you're deviating again. But this is how I create. I'm sorry if I'm driving you crazy. At the end of the day, I have a whole bunch of stuff done, and I'm not bored. You know, I didn't think I'll keep an eye out for a set for you because legit, Gray just told me I needed them and I found them at Goodwill. So I would be happy to keep an eye out for you. I'm not especially fond of this particular font. You got some from Michael's with a coupon. Katie, how much were they, love? Damn it, you're gonna. Oh, wait. I have a voucher for Michael's that I have to use before Christmas. Do you remember how much they were, love? I could get a font that I actually like. Nice. I'm on it. Karen, I'll go tomorrow and I'll FaceTime you and let you see if I have time to go tomorrow. Okay. So we started out with our word winter. Okay. So we kind of got this bluey dyed paper that's actually hibiscus, and we're going to tear at an angle in honor of Alice because she likes her angles. So do we need to put something behind it? Yeah, I'm all over that. Maybe some paper. I don't. If you want it to be really grungy, you crunch it up and you run your ink pad over it, and or your ink dauber or your sponge or whatever it is you're using. And what happens is those wrinkles catch the ink and sell these to you. Okay, I can do that. It's bugging me. I don't know why. I have a stamp set almost exactly like it. Maybe, I don't know. I'll think. Yeah. When I get one, I will send them to you, babe. So here we have this. We want this sticking out. We don't want it like that. We want it like that. Jeez, oh Pete, this is too big. You know what's funny is when I upload this to YouTube, and I'm going to tag Tracy that we used her kit, and she's going to be like, oh my God, this woman is a hot freaking mess. I cannot believe she even had my name in her mouth because she's like nuts. That's what's going to happen. So we're taking our winter and we're going to stamp it just on this edge of book page because I don't want the words behind it this time. Holding these together, inking, and I'm going to put it in that corner. Shiz buckets. So here's the fun part. Lining up stamps is like awesome. There we go. Do not stamp on top of fabric, it causes bumps. Karen, how come you didn't stop and say hi? I'm sorry. Mind your business, Tamara. Tell me to mind my business. There you go. Mind your business, Tam. So I was just gonna tone the mouth. Look at this going on. Look at me instigating over here. I'm gonna just ink the edges here a little bit for our winter word. Oh, Karen, I would have to say if you were that close to me and you didn't call me, I would be driving to your house, ma'am, and we'd be having war. Just saying. I don't care if you pull up in the driveway, give me a hug, and get back in the car and go. If you're ever that close to me and don't call, we're gonna box. There. Okay, all of this, yeah, these need to go to Karen. True. Okay, I guess. Yeah, Rob, true. I have to keep that in mind. So what are we gonna do with the winter theme? Do we want the fox? Gosh, you just got so many gorgeous things. It's so hard to choose. The buck. Love you, babe. You're the one that put it out there. I was just I love you. I'm sorry. I'll shut up now. You put it out there. I like the fox. You downloaded Tracy's images. Now you want more. Don't know where to look. Did you scroll through her whole? Did you download all of the ones in Ko-Fi? I don't stir shit. I just speak the truth. And if it stirs shit, then that's y'all's problem, not mine. I'm taking a sip of coffee. See how that went? So here's my thing with this. I love this fox. I don't love the big winter with it because it covers up how that's framed. I feel like this needs a smaller word down here than winter. Okay. So I'm going to set this right here and we're going to see if we can find an image that goes well with this word. And if we don't, we can always revamp later. You know, she has all these cute little animals, all these winter animals. Like the little mousey. She's got a little chipmunk. We have bears. Elk. a fox, penguin, another penguin. I just can't with those. The polar bear, buck, another fox, and yes, I saved my favorites for last. Look at him. Isn't he so cute? Anywho, so she has a bunch of different options, and this is just one kit. She's released 3 kits for the month of December, and there's one more to come out. I think it's supposed to come out this weekend. Yes, she does amazing work. Amazing. I'm thinking on this. I don't know what to think about that, but I'm thinking on it. I think it's probably going to need some more stability. What kind of stability? Amy Mae Smith, thank you so very much for the raid. Welcome to our crafty, crazy Friday night. Did you have an amazing show, my dear? Hi, Greta. Greta, you were supposed to come in and tell me to go to her show. Uh, it just clicked who she was. I'm so sad. Oh well, it wasn't meant to be. You guys, if you're not following Amy, please give Amy a follow. Amy does amazing, amazing mixed media work. We're making clusters. You tried to tag Avery. Girl, you should have texted me so it popped up on my phone. Yo, Tam, get your ass over here. It's all good. We're fine. We're making clusters. It's good as long as you were focused, as long as Amy had has had a good show. That is all that matters. Good first experiences are vital. Yeah, that's been happening all day long today. It's kind of weirdness. So this is some shininess. What happens if we put some shininess in here? Will that make a difference? No, I don't like that. I like this one better. Na, na. I like the blue. Okay. I like the dyed music paper. I like the trees. You didn't sell it all, but you think you got your rhythm. I would like to say if you sold one item, you're doing better than some people on their first show. So take that blessing and run with it. And I think you're going to do fantastic. I predict you will do fantastic. What about that? Karen, you're my voice of reason. What do you think of that one? Karen keeps me in line. I'm not going to lie. Very welcome. Yeah. It looks plain, huh? Yeah, looks plain. I just needed you to tell me that I wasn't being over the top. I know. God damn it. We think alike so much. If I bring out the buttons, where somebody needs to be near to do CPR for Katie. Is somebody around to do CPR for Katie? That's what I need to know. Because when I was going through all that stuff today, I found part of her hoard of buttons. Great. I know. Katie, is somebody there to do CPR? That's my question before I go grab this. Why you just keep throwing your out? You just threw yourself under the bus again. Nurse just breezes right through, doesn't check on your friend. Rude. All right, I'm gonna go grab a button 10 and request hot coffee. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. I know, right? I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes. Entertain yourselves. So I just grabbed 2 of the 10s. Yeah, call her so y'all can talk about my insanity I got going on right here. Ready? So I have a whole box of these old vintage 10s, okay? We're just going to start out with that. I brought 2 in. I'm fairly certain we're going to find exactly what we need in the first one, but you never know. Get this lid off. Good Lord. All right, maybe the other one will be easier. Let's see. You know that hole I don't want to fling this tin everywhere? Oh, look. Whole bunch of blues. Move you up a little bit. Oh my gosh, my thing is stuck. Hold on, guys, we're going up. I mean, look at this stuff. Legit, this is metal. Anyhow. There's some blue. Jamie, hi babe, how are you? Well, you just must really want to be here. You just joined 3 times in a row. Maybe a littler blue one. That one's pretty cool. Okay. Katie, these are old glass vintage check buttons. Um, these are wood carved buttons. I can't see anything, so I'm trying to fit. And of course, I want to be here. Of course. Does anybody have schnauzers? Those are schnauzers, right? Do you see how we just scrolled? Look at these bad boys. Anyhow, there's that. So if I throw this and this, that kind of brings out the dark in the trees. Thoughts, suggestions? And a smaller bow, I know that. If I would tie it the right direction, it would be much easier on all of us. You updated and all you could see is the thumbnail. Did you close it completely? Close the app completely? Well, at least you can hear my voice. I mean, it's kind of like our phone conversations. Do you have your Wi-Fi on your phone? So try going into your settings and turning the Wi-Fi off. And try to come back in with just phone service. Or turn off your cell phone, your cell service in your settings and just do Wi-Fi. Sometimes the two of them competing whack the system. Hi, Jamie. Hi, lovely friend. We're making pretties. We're digging through an old bucket of vintage. I've been going through this stuff that I got from this adorable lady who has been sewing and beading since she was 14 years old, and she was 92 years old when she passed. And so some of this stuff is from the early 1900s. And I have been working diligently to get it organized so we can do some shows and I can share it with the world. Missy Sue, hello, darling. How are you? You know what? I'm here to help, my friend. I am doing fabulous. We are making snippets or clusters. They're clusters. We're making clusters. That's what we're making. I like the dark one. Karen, what do you think? Are you on the phone? You love it? Thank you, Amy. Karen likes. Okay. So, God, put the lid on that pan. Just don't even be a dummy and take the chance of that falling. No, don't do that to yourself. Close the lid on the buttons. All right, so now we need to glue it all down. So the first thing I'm going to do so I'm not fighting this is I'm just going to snip this. So there we have that off to the side. You missed a bit. You did. So I started drama with Katie and Karen. I pulled out the bucket of buttons from Benita. Well, a couple of the buckets, and we decided that this is boring and needed a button and some rustic little bow or something. We played with a new stamp set that I got at Goodwill. I like it, but I don't like the font. So Karen's going to get this one. I'm going to go buy a new one. And now we just need to glue everything down. So that's what you missed. Oh, and Jamie couldn't get in. It was just black. She could only hear my voice. So we did tech support. And now we're going to glue everything together. I am glad you and baby Gypsy made it home safely. Much love to both of you. I need them in a, I know it's great. I just need it in a different font. It's humorously, I love whimsical fonts, but for what I'm going to use them for, I need a more concise one. Greta actually is the one that told me that I needed to get one of these. And the very next day, Rob and I went live thrifting and there was one at Goodwill. So I'm like, score, and I grabbed it. So I didn't really have a choice of the font because it was cheap at Goodwill to try. Because the night before in Greta's show, she told me I needed one. And this is how my life rolls. My issue with this is I feel like I need to sew it. I guess I can sew it later, right? I like the winter word. I do. I'm not, I don't know. The R is bugging me. I think that's what my problem is. It looks like a P with a Woody. I say that as people are coming in my show. Welcome, Julie. Welcome, Susan. Late nights with Tam. You never know what you're going to get. Sorry. Sorry you sent me a text. Why are you sorry? Oh, no, you're good, babe. I saw it pop up and I decided that I would, Athena, I should, are you ever going to look at that the same again? Oh, you're fine, babe. I get them all the time. I have a second device over there and they pop down and I decide if I want to, do we want to listen to Lynn's son serenade us? Lost my glue bottle. Sweet baby Jesus. Everybody texts me while I'm live. They all know, look guys, here. I have a second device and when somebody texts me, it pops down. So everybody knows it's okay to text me. And then I decide if I want to look. See, look. Greta. Brat. See, it's all good. And when I'm doing lives and my face starts telling stuff, I'll get like 3 texts. Tam, your face. Tam, check your face. Tam, your face. Yeah. I have good friends. They keep me in check. Tam, check your face. Okay, we're going to pick this up very gingerly. We're going to hope that this did not clog again. And like I said earlier, generally I will put it on the smallest piece, but right now I really don't want to put glue directly onto the fabric because it's hard to judge width. Also, I would normally use Fabri-Tac for lace, but we're gonna have so much glue on here, I don't think it's really necessary, and this glue tends to hold, um oh, I just got way too much on there, didn't I? This glue tends to hold pretty well if it's not like a, I don't know, journal cover or whatever. I know, Greta, I saw that. Tam, check it, woman. Mhm. Scooch that over a little bit. I probably just got this all out of order, but I don't care. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, that was further down because we needed something for that winter tag. That's what it was. I'm not going to ink that. I'm going to regret not inking that, aren't I? I love these winter trees. And we're going to put the winter across here. This is where I wish I had some cardboard. Hold, please. I got it pretty close to where it was. Red Rock Creations, thank you so very much for the raid. We're making clusters tonight out of a printable kit from Tracy Fox Creative. Hello, lovely. Did you have a beautiful show? You always have a beautiful show because you make beautiful things. Y'all, if you are not following Red Rock, please give her a follow. Alice, box her, please. I have been, Red Rock rated us. Would you put her in the box so everybody can give her a follow? I have been following Red Rock Creations since the very beginning of time on Whatnot, when she used to do live sewing demos making her beautiful aprons. So much love to you, my friend. I am glad you are still here with us, and vice versa. Who'd ever thought 3 years ago we'd be here now, right? I love you, darling. She does this stuff in her sleep, y'all. I just play it knowing what I'm doing. Cardboard. I need a piece of cardboard. I need a piece of cardboard. Somebody say, oh, look, a box from Gifty Gypsy. I wonder, that was not Rob that time, that was my butt. The fabric slid and everything went with it. So one of the things that Tracy does that I actually adore is she reuses cardboard to give things dimension. Thank you, Alice. I appreciate you, love. I know you're busy feeding the kiddos. I can't focus and type and all the things. So rather than using foam dots, something that she does, which it's just awesome to me because you're repurposing stuff. This is a package that I got in the mail from Gifty Gypsy. So rather than just throw that box away, we're going to pop are saying on a piece of cardboard, which is going to give this cluster a little bit of dimension. And the fun part is, if it's not dimensional enough, you can use multiple pieces. Because let's face it, foam dots are expensive. And with a little bit of glue, you can create your no. Thank you, love. You can create your own dimension. Yes, the foam is very convenient because you just peel the paper off and put it down. But I like having things that you can use that repurpose rather than things going in the garbage. Red Rock, I actually signed up for Junk Journal Jamboree for January. Can you believe it? I'm gonna bring the things. Gonna bring the things. Right? I know, who'd have ever thought? So there we go. Unpeel it. So there. I'll cut these back when everything dries a little bit. And then I will take some thread, probably some embroidery thread. I may do like a silver. I don't know with this. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm going to use some embroidery thread to actually sew that button. This is the one that we did. This was playing with my new stamp set using a Sharpie. They're just basic. Athena, for me, I use cotton, linen, and silks. But I'm also a snob and only like natural fabrics most of the time. There are exceptions to that rule. Yes, Missy Sue, I will be selling things like this. True, Red Rock. There you go. I use upholstery. I do have a lot of upholstery fabrics. Athena, do you sell fabric or do you just sew? Um, you sew. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Red Rock. I have to tell you what I found. All right, guys, I'm going to go back because Petra came in and I have to explain what happened. A while back, a friend of a friend passed away. She was 92 years old and she had been doing beadwork and sewing since she was 14. So we're talking almost 80 years of accumulated craft stuff. They brought me all of the stuff from her bead room, and then they asked me if I wanted the stuff from her sewing room, if I would be willing to sell it for them. So I started going through this stuff today and getting it organized. And oh my gosh, the amount of stuff that is in there for junk journaling. I have old sewing packages from the 1900s, like early 1900s. Her husband was in the military, so they traveled all over the world. They were stationed in Japan, in Germany, and all these different countries because he was I want to say major. Anyhow, So everywhere he was stationed, she collected all of the creative things. She collected beads, she collected fabrics, sewing thing, all the things. And they are all now at my house to organize and start selling. So after the first of the year, I'm going to start doing some shows in estate sales and start selling some of the stuff. It was absolutely overwhelming, but at the same time, it was like playing in my great grandma's sewing room. My great grandmother was a seamstress. So it's very nostalgic, but yet at the same time, it's there you go, Petra. It's like a candy store in my house right now. And I can't focus. My ADHD is off the charts cray, but I'm gonna get it organized and I'm gonna start sharing it with all of you. And I'm so excited. But what triggered that is she has panels of remember the old faux leather how we used to get the fabric books back in the day? I know Petra remembers them. Where we had the samples. I haven't had a lot of sleep in the last few days, which is why my brain is dead. Okay, so I had yeah, the big books, but she took them all out, but I have a stack of the faux leather ones, the vinyl, and they're like cut to size, like almost perfect for junk journals and for spines. So I have a ginormous stack of them. Yes. I am like all of the upholstery fabrics. I have 2 trash bags filled with upholstery fabric samples. And you guys wonder why I can't focus to get a freaking cluster done. I managed 2, my friends. 2. So, yeah. So, I'm really excited to be able to, you're gonna go broke. No. It's like, well, I pulled these in because we were trying to find a blue button. This is just one of and she stored things in the weirdest is vintage in itself, okay? This is a 3D, um, tin, right? It's beautiful, but when you open it, there's, like, all of these buttons, she saved everything, you guys. Like, look at this. These are bone. Oh, I'm sorry, they're pearl buttons. So these are hand-carved pearl buttons. Petra. No, you don't. It's like a hoarder's paradise right now. You use a white sewing machine that is about 50 years old. Yeah, I have my Singer sewing machine that my great grandma got for me when I was 4 years old. And I'm 58. And it is what I learned to sew on. I know, right? Like, but I mean, there's just boxes and boxes of this stuff and bags. And she has stuff in medicine bottles. She has stuff in old um, alcohol bottles. She stored stuff in her husband's look at these beautiful buttons, like test strips for his blood sugar. She took the little canisters that the test strips come in and she put beads and stuff in them. It's mind-boggling, you guys. Like everything in here. So I have her whole bead room, and I have as much of her sewing room as I could possibly get because they were gonna take it to the Goodwill, and I had a coronary. Darling Face dubbed your sewing machine Betty White. Oh my gosh, we need to send you Betty White stickers, ma'am. Look at these A-base. They're so A-Betty. They're so cute. Anywho, I digress into all of this. She has vintage check glass buttons. Like, it's, yeah. Anyway, so I have to, let's not break the glass, Tim. I have to organize and get all this stuff, and coming to you soon. I have fun stuff, and I need you to take some of this stuff because otherwise I will keep it. Does anybody recognize this? It is a metal German tape measure. This is metal. Athena, I think most everyone in this room are button whores. Athena got redlined. Oh my God, the needles. I have a whole shoebox filled with the old needle packets. Like the you know how they used to do the giveaways at the farmers things? She has them from everywhere, all over. Yeah. So I wanted to share all of this with you all. Like, this is crazy, you guys. Look at these beauties. These are buttons. Yeah, right? These are old wood buttons. These are well, look, I can tell you how long they are. Do you see how I just digressed from creating? Is that a pastry cutter? God almighty, I love you, Alice. It is actually, it is used for marking patterns on fabric. They are 1.5 inches. Yeah. So, all the things. So basically, you lay your fabric out. You know what I use it for? Here's the funny part. So if you're doing like little notebooks and you roll this over the top, it makes a perforation so you can do tear off pages in your junk journals, little notebooks. So, right, Athena? Like, so much stuff. And here's the bad part is I don't even know how to begin pricing this or organizing it. And so I think what's going to happen after the first of the year is I'm just going to do an estate sale show, and I'm going to tell you all, come help me, and we're going to go through it together. Rather than me trying to go through and list all the items and take pictures, that's a lot. So, anywho, I digress. Let's have a sip of coffee. Our throat's dry. I have buttons everywhere. Back to where we were, my friends. So we've got a few done. Is that dry? Yeah. So let's snip this. Do batches with the way it's not. Oh God, yes. I have to. If I did it, I don't know. Why are my scissors not cutting this? There we go. So these little pieces, I'm just going to throw them. I have this little drawer over here where I do like It's like my fabrics and trims, and it's just I use this drawer to do clusters. I save the old threads from when I rip my muslins and my cottons. If there's like a little piece left over of a project, I just throw it in here and they all end up in snippet land. Um, my selvages that I cut off, I throw in here because they make really good pieces in clusters or snippets. Yeah. So start a bin or a drawer of this kind of stuff because you will end up using it. Never throw your threads away. Somebody was I was remember who it was, but somebody was saying that they literally keep a jar by their sewing machine that they keep all their threads in. Let me see, I did one. Yeah, we did one last week. So this is just a bunch of threads wadded up underneath here. That's it. And in the cluster, it gives some dimension as well as some texture and interest and brings your eye in when you're decorating stuff. This is just a piece off of Judy, you have a jar of threads. Yeah, see, you need them. This is just a piece off of one of the tassel thingies that I sell. Remember I said don't throw those away? This is just like a little collage of little snips of that jute. Yes, you can. When you're making handmade paper, you can put your any natural fiber can go in and it creates amazing texture in your handmade papers. I used to teach a class on making handmade papers at Michael's a zillion years ago. So, anywho, just showing you different ways that you can use these things. And I can take this to my sewing machine and sew through it and do all the thing. You It's kind of a situation of do whatever you want to do. Um, we used music on the last one. Let's do some more making instead of all this babbling you got going on, Tam. Dark Bunny, have you ever made handmade paper? It's so fun. It's like a hot mess, but it's fun. And being able to say that you made your own paper. So this is all ripped up in a whole bunch of hot mess, but that's okay. We're going to start with something. Um, let's do one of the small tags. No. You don't have to. Gifty Gypsy, Miss Alice. Tell Dark Bunny Art Studio what happens when you hang out with paper crafters. Dark Bunny Art Studio said that they're not into paper crafts. Y'all don't shoot me now. Ha ha, but I like watching others do it. That's what it says right there. When you find yourself saving the glassine envelopes from the In-N-Out burger that you get the hot peppers in, because it would make an awesome pocket in your journal, you know you have joined the force. You just keep hanging out with us, you keep watching. That's it. You're good. That's what I tell all the people. I'll get you my pretty. Give me a minute. This is the other half of that, little tag that we chopped off up there somewheres. I'm gonna throw it down here and see if it, you like pretty things, never know what you'll do with them. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, like what we were talking about earlier, when Rob and I do live thrifting, there are a ton of people on this app that do live thrifting. Obviously, you guys have seen me go live thrifting with Maple all the time, but my brain works very differently than the people that are doing live thrifting because I'm looking at it more as, yes, this is a duvet cover, but this is beautiful cotton with gorgeous crocheted trim, amazing seams, and I'm gonna buy this for $5 and I'm gonna chop it up. Right, Karen? Yes. We save those things because we know they're gonna go in the bin, they're gonna go in the trash, and they make amazing junk journal fodder. Pamera, my husband was mortified when I asked the waitress if she would make me a clean one. I've done it. I do it all the time. Of course I laugh. I I have the glassine envelopes sitting on my kitchen table right this very second. I could get up and go grab them and show them to you. She brought you 5, yeah. Shit, where's I don't know if I have any in here right now because my art room is destroyed. The drink coasters from restaurants, I gesso them and I draw faces on them. And I made a whole garland to go across my art room of faces on drink coasters. Wendy, I've done this so much, my hubby just hands his to me. Were y'all in my bead show Wednesday night when my husband walked in the door with a McDonald's coffee cup with the Grinch on it? This is how bad I am. One of his workers gave it to him for me. One of his workers. Amy, you had 3 pieces in your show that were on coasters. Yeah, I bought a whole stack. I used to make books out of them. Little mini junk. Oh, I showed it the other day. I wonder if I could get to it right now. I'll show you if I can get to it. It's so until time. If I don't break anything. No, that doesn't want to stay. Yeah, I was trying to avoid knocking stuff over and I knocked something over anyway, so it was a moment. I'm trying to get to this book. But, you know, it's easier said than done sometimes. So this is a class that I used to teach a bazillion years ago at the stamp store, and it's legit made with drink coasters. So, drink coasters is your front and back cover. And then they're just, you guys remember this old paper? I think that's, is that Bazil paper? Probably Bazil paper or K and Company, one of the two. Petra, thank you again for the raid, my love. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah. So these are always fun to make. Just old school things. Have a blessed night, my friend. Okay, I'm done. So I kind of want this edge over here. Much love. I'll message you when I get my crap together with that sewing stuff. Um, absolutely. Oh, I already glued that down. I didn't ink that and I already glued it down. Good gracious, my man. Ma'am. Okay, guys, I just looked at what time it is. Good Lord. I'm gonna finish this one and then I'm gonna let you guys go. Welcome in, everyone. We are just creating some clusters with an amazing kit from Tracy Fox because she's uber talented. I love this little pink one. And she's always bringing the goods to us. I have a bunch of these like old collars. Wonder if I should just stick one of those on there and call it T for done. Angel, buy, create, repeat. Hello, beautiful. Welcome to my madness. I know I'm supposed to be done by now. Understand that, but we've been on an adventure tonight. How was your show, beautiful? I'm having issues with the bingy nest tonight. You love my madness. Look, we're making clusters. Aren't they pretty? Look at me asking for validation. Yeah, we're hanging out, we're making stuff, and I have a question for you. This is insanity. Like only I did a dumb move. Do you happen to have a 1.5-inch circle punch? And you don't have to answer me right now. But if you do, I need it. Because look what I did. Because I'm an idiot. I have a 1.5-inch extra jumbo punch. I took it out to use it today, and guess what? It's 1 3/8 inch. I sold my Stampin' Up! 1.5-inch one. Because I'm like, well, this one's smaller. It takes up less room, and it works just as well. It's 1 3/8. I'm so mad at myself right now. Mufasa. Okay, we're digging in my bin. Athena, I rarely come on Sundays. Saturday, Rob and I do live crafty thrifting. So I will bookmark for the sake of bookmarking, but I may or may not show up. So have a blessed rest of your night, friend. And you too, I will let you know when I get all this disaster put together. So this is like some cutesy, I will, you have a blessed night, darling. This is like some really cutesy fabric. I mean, it's a tree with some daisies. I did, but you're my monster. So this house, nope, that's too folly. I was gonna say it's got the right colors. Oh look, we have some Christmas fabric here. What? Check this out. There's some Christmas fabric. What do we got going on in here? So when I'm doing this, I knew what you meant, honey. When I'm cutting my cottons, as long as it's a fibered, you can just snip the edge and you grab both sides and you rip, and that gives you a guaranteed straight line. Okay? Just saying for future reference. And this is where all of those delicious strings come from. See how all these strings are? That we put in the backgrounds of our clusters. That's a whole situation, right? We're gonna keep going and get some more little squares because I don't know, I'm making this more difficult than it has to be, I understand, but here we go. Okay. Because my thought process, welcome in everybody, we're just playing. Don't mind me. It's a whole situation today. That's awful pink. We might need that one. Okay, let's see where we go. We're gonna finish this one and then we're out. No, I thought I had some. We'll see. So I have just like some random fibers, some random fabrics, and I don't like that with it. That's too much. Oy vey. Maybe this is just too much. Try that one. Just for funsies. If we don't like it, we'll throw it back in the bin. Is Alice talking smack? I have so corrupted Alice. Na, na, na. Does that cover up too much of that gorgeous lace, huh? I'll go this way. This way. So what are we going to put here for words? Dang it, I'm stuck with that word thingy again. So here's the thing, I can't decide what word I want to put on here, so I could legit just glue this together. Here researching printers and the other gadgets on my when I get rich wish list. I have one of those. I kind of like this just as a whole here. Is it complete? Absolutely not. Would I put it like this on a project? Nope. However, this leaves me wide open to do like I did here and put winter on here, or to do like joy. I can't decide what I want, and rather than sit here and focus and be stuck on this for the next 30 minutes, which my brain very well may do, I am going to that's gonna require me to get back in the button bin, and if I get in that bucket bin, we're gonna be gone. Noel. Noel. Just keep using this word thing that I need one of these. Angel, do you have some of these? Look at me. She's like, I just did a 5-hour show. Leave me alone and stop asking me questions, ma'am. So there's the O. There's the E. Jolly. Yeah, this nonsense. That makes me laugh. Oh, so much that you just got redlined for that. Molly, how are you, beautiful? I am so glad you have the weekend off, my friend. We're playing. We're making clusters in the art room. I just need an in. That's it. I need an in. Yes, I need some that's a different font because this font is just like I'm not feeling the love of this font. Okay, there's an in. Got it. It's festive. We're doing short ones. Do you see how winter like went off? What? Molly, congratulations. Oh wait, what's that going to do with your schedule? Are you still going to be able to play with us? Are you still working nights? Much better, good. No more nights? Ooh, 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 ooh. Congratulations. I'm excited for you. That is amazing. I'm so excited. Are you still doing 312s? Oh, I love you, Alice, so much. You'll be the manager of the case management department. Oh, that's awesome. Ugh. That's ugly on call hours, ma'am. You're going ham. So just text them to me so I remember them for next time because they're like floating by so fast. My brain's just not even computing. My brain is like, wait, what did she say? I'm stuck with Noelle. Monday for okay. So we have awesome. So you'll be able to do more shows in Seoul and do the things and play, and I'm excited for us and you. It's the last from this free stuff we printed. Oh yeah, I do have those next to me. They're just not cut out. And have a life and yes, yes, yes. And take vacation to Arizona. So you see what's going to happen here? I have this whole strip. It's from a cutoff from when I was cutting this stuff out. I'm going to stamp this a couple of times. Yes, I'm going to use one, but I'm for but I'm going to have extras. It's starting to grow on me. I know Karen wants it, but it's starting to grow on me. I don't like the R. We did this the last time on the fabric and I didn't get a good stamp, so we're going to do it this way. I never said I was keeping it. I said it's growing on me. There's a huge difference. I'll find some that I like and you can have these. I've lost my stamp cleaning pad underneath all of this disaster that we have created today. Do you see me cleaning this? Do you know why I'm cleaning it? Because I had every intention of sending it to you. If I was not intending to send it to anybody, I would have thrown this on the desk right now. Ma'am. Okay, back to this. No, I do not. Bless it. Karen wants this one because I don't like it. I want a different font. So if you have any of these in different fonts, Angel, let me know. Probably place that you want to sell. I know you've got a plethora of stuff you're selling right now, so. I know, right? So, all good. Noelle is getting ripped off. That is stark white. Like, oh my god, stark white. Okay, so this is where different colors come into effect. I think that is. This is faded jeans. So I don't want that stark white here. So I'm inking the edges with the actual ink to make it stand out. And then I'm going to put it down here. I'm actually going to just put some color on here so it's not like stand out. Oh my god. Do you see what I just did? Freaking idiot. I'm talking to me. She means a crocodile. Well, that's going to be really awesome for another project, not this one. Am I just really tired? Or are you seeing what I'm seeing? Thank you. And I'm back to not liking it. And I like it. And I don't like it. And I like it. And I don't. And I do. I'm making sure I didn't grab the H accidentally. Oh, sweet. Is there an H? I know there's an H in here. Fuck's sake. Okay, I didn't grab the wrong one. No. No, well, okay, I'm done. I'm serious. That's what it looks like. Okay, we're gonna glue this stuff down, you guys. I'm gonna quit being a smart aleck. Ba-da-ba. So we're gonna go, because this is out this way, we're gonna do this one out this way. These are fun little collars that I got in a buyout thingy. Just realized your carne asada burrito is chicken. You're halfway through it. Were you hungry? Look, old lace. You can take your inks and you can like vintage them up with your inks. I always, did I just give you an idea? You can always do this, just like you can with your papers. If you want it to be a little grungier, which, I mean, who doesn't need a little grunge in their lives? And if you don't, I'm sorry. Back to I should be using Fabri-Tac. I know. Well aware. Don't come at me. I'm gonna have 50 layers of glue on here, and I don't feel like playing with Fabri-Tac tonight. Grunge. A little extra green. Well, that. Some things in life we just can't do, Pamira. The government frowns on their medical workers having that in their lives. Something about patient safety. Who'd thunk it? Yep, sarcasm's coming out. It's time to go, my friends. Ba-da-da. I don't know. I think this might be one of my favorite ones tonight. I want that up there. Right there. Pop. You. Dude. So with me and stuff sticking up tonight. Thank you, Pamira. Thank you so much for that. I'm having a moment over here with my papers. I like that this kit gives you options that aren't all just Christmas. And which is specifically why I grabbed this one to play with tonight, because the majority of it is winter themed, not holiday themed. And I mean, the holidays are almost over, but we've got months of winter to come. Look at this tag. Like, they're just, I could rant all night long on Tracy's designs, but why? You guys got it. It's gorgeous. Here we are. It's getting late. I've been in here forever, boring you all to death, but it's been fun. So we have my version of it's a cluster roll. I called it a snippet roll the other day and somebody called me out on it. So this is a cluster roll, and you can use these in your journals, in all the things to decorate. And we will continue more. Tuesday, I'm not positive what we're doing yet. Our game plan last Tuesday was to work on making a new journal, and we got derailed and made gel prints. So who knows what we're going to do Tuesday, but sarcasm is the beginning of a good time. Yes, ma'am. I need hot coffee. I have to get up early in the morning because we got a busy day tomorrow. Rob and I are doing live thrifting tomorrow afternoon slash evening, depending upon the state of the stores, because I have to stop at a couple of stores before we start our live thrifting. So, if you would just bookmark that show, and then Tuesday we'll be back in the art room playing. And then we have Christmas Eve and Christmas, so I'm out on those days with family. And we'll see what happens from there. My intention was to take the week off between Christmas and New Year's and get my shop and on my inventory updated, uploaded, and new shows added. So check back with me because there's going to be some exciting changes coming down for 2026. All of that said, let's see. We've been on for 3 hours. Do we want some sassy beaters? Do we want to go see some sassy beaters? Nancy's on. It's 9:20 in California, so I promise you Nancy's about 3 glasses of wine in on a Friday night. Are you prepared? If you're not prepared, leave now because Nance is at least in 3 glasses of wine. She's a dear friend. She calls me mama. I'm kind of her whatnot mama, and sometimes I'm her real life mama. So we're gonna go see what Nancy has to show us. She's got some awesome beads, and I will see you all tomorrow for live crafty thrifting with Rob, the coffee man. Much love, my friends. Thank you. Midnight 30. Good night, everyone. We're gonna go see Nance. Hi, Amy. We're gonna go see Nance. We can chat there. Much love. Have a blessed night. See you tomorrow.